Hi Scorpio, how's everybody doing? Before we get into this, I would like to set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. Hope everybody's doing very, very well. All right, Scorpio, let's see what's going on. The Page of Cups. Something may just be beginning for some of you. The Page of Cups can speak about like the beginning of feeling something emotionally, intuitively. Your intuition may be trying to communicate something particular with you. This seems like something that's just getting started. Like this can be about something new that you're involving yourself with. Something definitely energetically intertwined with you. It's related to some form of communication. I was looking at the Queen of Swords on the bottom of the deck. The Queen of Swords is about, because it's the feminine air sign, it's about being receptive, like less so about taking action. I mean, ultimately it's going to take action, but there's a sense of like wanting to be receptive and figure things out first. I'm also hearing conclude. Maybe something has to be concluded. So it's kind of about like laying everything out and looking into it. Okay, I'm looking at Leo here. You may have a prominent Leo placement in your chart, or the person that you're dealing with does. Follow your intuition. It's leading you towards something you want. This is a wish fulfillment for you. Whatever your intuition is guide. Okay, so it's either your intuition that's talking to you, or these are like budding feelings that you're having, or like something that you're getting reconnected with the Page of Cups. Because the Page of Cups, it's like, it can be maybe not starting at ground zero, but starting kind of within the foundation of something. And it's something that like you're really being called to like be brave with a situation. And it's really about listening to your heart, listening to what your intuition is telling you. This may be too about like getting more vulnerable or opening yourself up to someone even, which can feel frightening at times too, because that means that there's a sense of allowing somebody to see you, or allowing yourself to be connected with someone in a vulnerable way, something that you feel scared to do. Yeah, it's almost like if you're able to tap into the part of yourself that is like your strength, and to fight for what you want, and to act out of like bravery and empowerment rather than out of a place of fear and feeling discouraged or like low self-esteem. There's a sense of like you being able to work with this. It seems almost like you're facing one of your biggest fears here with like somebody or something that you're doing. And seeing like this is something even that could keep you up at night, like you may feel really caught up in this. It seems like you're having like a lot of different thoughts too, like maybe thoughts going in different directions. There's a sense of when you're faced with this situation or this person, your ego will want to shut it down because there's a sense of being seen. So this is about like you properly assessing threat and making sure you're not projecting onto somebody just because you feel scared. Especially when it comes to like mastering the Pluto within our chart, which Pluto rules Scorpio. There's a sense of, with Pluto, until it's ready to get vulnerable, there's a sense of like wanting to control things, wanting to control situations, like wanting to be the person in the room that psychologically can undress everybody and not wanting anybody to like even see through a facade that you have. So it's really about getting like so deeply in there and allowing yourself to be like known or vulnerable in some type of way. And I'm seeing like it's what you want to do. I'm hearing a rose in concrete. Like I'm almost seeing it. Yeah, this is so similar to the Pisces reading. Like there's a sense of feeling so scared to connect with like somebody or something or be vulnerable. Like this can be like within a connection, but it can also be like you want to like perform or be on some type of platform, or you want to get involved in something where you be vulnerable or like showing a part of yourself that you feel like very sensitive and protective over. And I'm seeing like, because of something that it feels like something very ungrounded is going on here emotionally, and it's all coming from a projected space. So until this energy is grounded, you may have a more difficult time dealing with this. I'm seeing it come from a place of like not feeling good about something that's going on with you. And so it's like if you're trying to connect with someone or something, but then that part of you is like, I'm scared of being seen, or I'm not ready for that right now, or like don't look at me even. There's a sense of like having these two different aspects of yourself that are like going head to head now and going back and forth, and one of them is about like your higher self wanting to connect with something and be vulnerable and have that sense of fulfillment like within being seen and being known and being able to have that sort of reciprocity with someone. And then like the ego and the shadow are going through something right now where they feel unnerved by something that's happening, and maybe even feeling a bit threatened right now, like psychologically, emotionally. This may be like a somewhat triggering situation. I'm seeing for sure, like with the Strength card, this is something that you have like every capability of working through, but it's something that you may have like, this may be a little bit, maybe new territory for you. Maybe you're getting vulnerable in a way that you hadn't before. Like maybe you're fighting to allow your walls down in a way that is different for you than you've done. I'm seeing so much anxiety. Like this is borderlining, like on the verge of like possibly needing assistance outside of yourself, potentially. I'm seeing this all revolve around either love or about a very deep part of yourself that you crave so deeply to express. And that can be, it can be both things. Because with the Ace of Cups, this is like, you may be getting in touch with your intuition, and you may really want to like bring that into a place where other people are going to be viewing that or perceiving it. Or like some type of creative talent that you have, something like that, and you feel so scared because you don't like, it feels scary to open yourself up and to be vulnerable and like have people be able to make remarks, like especially on the internet, like I guess depending also on like where you're opening yourself up to this. And just the same if this is a connection where you're with someone too, there's a sense of allowing very vulnerable parts of yourself that you feel protective over to be viewed and observed by another person or other people. For some of you, I am seeing this related, like, this can be related just as much to an interpersonal relationship as it can be to, like, you wanting to pursue something, like, career or talent related creatively. Because the King of Wands can be, like, wanting to have some sort of relationship with someone and, like, wanting to physically connect with someone and also like emotionally and vulnerably connect with them. And it can also mean too like taking charge of something creatively, like some sort of creative project or idea, and is something that you would be using your talents for. But I'm seeing like whatever this is about like expressing this vulnerable part of yourself, I'm seeing like so much fear surrounding this, to the point of it being like you may even slip into fight or flight, freeze or fawn mode because of like the intensity of this feeling. But I'm getting like all of it goes back to this core part of yourself that is related to your self-esteem and your self-efficacy. And this may go back to a part of yourself too that like could have felt helpless in a situation, or could have felt like you weren't heard. And now like to be opening yourself up. And this also comes from a place of like judging yourself too, and thinking that like other people are going to be doing the same, like rather than opening up. I'm seeing that like if you do decide to open up, you are going to be able to like feel so connected in a way that like had been missing before, and kind of find something that you'd been looking for but maybe not experienced yet up until this point in time. And it all depends on like what you will to happen. With the Strength card, this is like the solar plexus and the heart chakra, and it's all about like what you are going to will into action, and how you're going to make this decision for yourself. And like with the Leo energy, this can be like you connecting with people, but it can also be about like you expressing yourself, you shining your inner child, like creative endeavors, things like that, you being in the spotlight, you being on some sort of platform where attention would be put on you. Or you connecting with someone in a way where attention is going to be put on you. It feels like if you make this decision, you can't really like crawl back into the hole that you may have created for yourself. And maybe that's also why this feels like kind of, I'm hearing the word painstaking. Like, this feels like you getting over, like, one of the biggest fears that you've ever had in your life. I will say this, coming from a psychological standpoint, this would be coming from a place of feeling like the issue, the shadow aspect of this psychologically is coming from a place of you not feeling like you deserve love, not feeling like you're worthy of love, not feeling like you're good enough, like things like that, or to be recognized for your talents. I am looking at the Knight of Cups. It seems like you may want to reach out to someone and talk to them, tell them how you're feeling. But I'm seeing that like this in itself would take a lot of depth, a lot of strength to do, a lot of courage. I'm also hearing valiance. It feels too like if you had any type of like facade or mystery around you, which you may have, this would be kind of putting it all on the table too. So it would be like something very obvious that you would be communicating with someone. Definitely about the way that you're feeling. Remember, energies can always be reversed. This can be somebody that you're dealing with. Yeah, I'm seeing somebody so scared to tell another person how they're feeling. But this is somebody that really matches you with the Lovers here. This looks fiercely romantic. Like, this is somebody that you have a very, very strong connection with. This is something definitely mutually felt, which I'm getting that you kind of know too. Yeah, this is definitely like a twin flame soulmate type of connection that you have with someone. I'm seeing a really intense soul contract. I'm looking at the Four of Wands on the bottom of the deck after the Lovers came out. In order to fully, I'm seeing a couple different storylines here. I'm going to try to break everything down because I don't want to miss anyone. For some of you, in order to connect fully with this person, you're going to have to apologize to them for something, but it's something that you may feel very resistant to doing, maybe because you don't want to explain why something happened in the way that it did. I'm also seeing too that if like out of fear and shadow and like unwillingness, you do not connect with this person, like you don't allow yourself to get vulnerable with them, and you're not honest with them about how you're feeling, and you like don't send them like some transparent communication, this is something that like is going to live with you. Like you are absolutely going to regret this and know that like you did this out of fear. Which seems like really intense, but I am seeing it be something super psychological that's going on for you right now, Scorpio. Like you'll regret not starting something with this person again, and you'll know that the only thing that held you back from having a connection with them was like your fear of connecting with this person and you feeling like you weren't good enough. But like I'm not seeing there be any issue with the connection. Wow, this is really paralleling the Pisces reading. It's all about like what's being projected onto this person. With the Pisces reading, it felt like more so what was going on like emotionally. This feels more so psychological, but also emotional too. I guess also the nature of the planets as well. Both Pisces energy and Scorpio can be like kind of buried a bit as well. So this is about sending the message to this person about how you feel, how you perceive them, how you perceive this person in relation to you and the connection. Potentially an apology as well to this person for some of you. And also choosing to take this as a moment where you can empower yourself rather than cower away from something that's difficult to do. I'm seeing this repeatedly with the Four of Wands on the bottom of the deck. This is a relationship that you may have had like a runner-chaser aspect with someone. So it's like somebody pulls up and they're available and then the other person runs away, like some type of like avoidant thing that goes on. But it's like you guys keep being brought back together continuously over time. It seems like something needs to be completed between the two of you. Like it seems very much like the story is not finished and that's why you keep meeting this person again and again. So it's like you are brought back into a situation and it's all going to depend on how the person that's feeling resistant to this connection is going to enter into this space. Again, I'm not seeing there be an issue with the connection you have between this person. I'm seeing like the Ace of Cups. This is like the most genuine divine type of love connection that you have with a person. I'm looking at the Lovers. I kept seeing the Four of Wands on the bottom of the deck, the Empress here. If this didn't work out, it would be because one person like ultimately feels scared and is allowing that to rule the decision that they're making. So it's not coming from an empowered, well, that's really the decision that's going to be made, like whether this is going to be an empowering decision that's made, or like a fearful one again. If you're dealing with someone that's like really struggling, like to be vulnerable within the connection, it seems like the less pressure, yet the more like loving and holding space that you can be doing like for this person, is like you have to also know what you can do, and also where you have to let another person make the choices and decisions that they'll make. Because as much as we can know that we have a connection with someone and feel like, recognize so strongly like how compatible you are with someone, you also have to allow them to make their own choices, because free will exists and we wouldn't want to be forced into something that we didn't feel good about. And also, like, if you force or pressure or manipulate somebody into something, or like are passive aggressive, things like that, you are not going to feel satisfied and feel like the relationship is authentically connected in the way you would if somebody, like, out of their own free will were choosing to be with you. And there's a sense of, like, when you are in a powerful connection with someone, that both of you guys are willing to do the work, and both of you guys are willing to be vulnerable and be connected and committed to one another, there's a sense of feeling so heightened and empowered by that connection, because somebody is choosing to be with you and choosing to do the work, and not because they're being like forced into that, and vice versa. Because when the situation is other than that, there's a sense of like questioning why somebody is still around, and like if they're only around because they were like manipulated into it or forced into it or coerced or whatever. And so you never feel like that sense of satisfaction in knowing that somebody's like willingly choosing to be with you. It looks like ultimately, if someone chooses to empower themselves through this decision and connect with you, there's a sense of like love really reigning true within this connection, and that being able to like overpower the sense of fear and anxiety and resistance that someone is feeling to the connection, to being seen ultimately. Yeah, this is... I'm looking at the Two of Cups. We have the Lovers, the Two of Cups, the Ace of Cups. Like, this is no joke, the relationship that you have with this person. Hold on, I'm getting a message. Give me 1 second. There's a focus, because there's a focus on the Empress in this spread. There's definitely a focus on like the feminine aspect of somebody's nature and connectivity. This is related to self-esteem, self-perception. Anything that if it's your person that's like struggling with all of this, as I said before, it's all related to the feminine energy within them. So it would be something that needs to be balanced out, or something that they're working to balance out right now. Sometimes too, when we have ungrounded feminine energy, it can be like psychologically ungrounding, emotionally ungrounding, mentally ungrounding. It's like too much disorganization and chaos, and not being able to like move effectively through that. Also, insecurities related to like physical form. This can be go back to physical trauma, emotional trauma, like any type of trauma during the upbringing as well. All right, we're gonna stop it here. I don't want to tap too far into it. I'm looking at Leo, Gemini, Venus. All right, my friends, we're going to leave it here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.